Great day, attractive thinker, Dr. Toni Hatton here, and my co-host, Tichet Bradshaw, here to support you with a new episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance. Today, we're going to be talking to you, informing you, shining the light, and letting you know that you are not the only one. Why is it important for you to know that? Because if you're a leader like us, if you're an attractive thinker and a visual encourager, you're out there trying to build your life and build your dream and build your empire by yourself. Most of the time, you're surrounded by people that don't see your vision. They don't see what you see. They don't have the ability to see beyond. They're not activating the ability to see beyond what they're looking at. And you can also feel alone. Oftentimes, I know what that feels like. I felt alone years when I started, for years when I launched out into the business industry, and I was building my dream and following my heart, and thought that I could take everybody with me. I thought that, okay, these are my friends. They love me. This is my family. They love me. They're going to support my dream. Little did I know that that is not how it works. And if you can find a family or friend that really supports your dream and has your heart and your back, you are blessed. That is a blessing, but that's not common. And if you don't know that, you can actually begin to internalize everything and second guess your dream. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Brink. Give yourself a fighting chance.
Happy Mindset Monday, everybody. It's such a great day to be alive and to know that you're not alone and you shouldn't be alone. It's not normal for us to be alone, but we have each other to be able to rise to the top. We are here, and it's a great day to be alive.
Awesome. You are so right, Tichet. Share with our audience, what is that like? Because sometimes you can be pursuing your dream and your goal, and you feel that disconnect, and you want somebody to help you, and you don't have the clarity as to what's really happening in your experience in your life, and you're not understanding that you're the one, you're the chosen one. Talk to us about that, Tichet. Help our audience understand.
Absolutely. So when you're the chosen one, that means that you were handpicked, ready and made for a specific purpose, to go on a specific journey. And sometimes that's not like a journey that everybody is also called to do, be, or to go on. So you tend to feel by yourself. And being a chosen one is not always easy because we have to go through things or endure things that a lot of people might not endure. We can't get comfortable and normal. We can't seem to fit in. We're always resistant to trying to stay in one space. We want to evolve and grow and grow and grow. So you tend to feel by yourself because while everybody else is making their bed comfortable over here, and let's say what might be mess for us but might be comfort for them, you feel like you want to go. You feel the energy, you feel the call, and you want to get moving, and for some reason you can't keep still, and you think that something is wrong with you, but nothing is wrong with you. You were just the chosen one. You were the one that was called to step out, that was called to move mountains, that was called to break ground and to trailblaze. You were the one that was called. And because of that, when you start stepping out in that, you start to see other people who were called to do things that, or have assignments that are similar, or to help you get where you're going. You are not alone, and you should not be alone. Being alone is not the normal thing. It's not okay to just feel like that when it's your time, that you're lifting everybody up in life, and you're encouraging everybody and you're supporting everybody. But when it comes to your turn, you trying to figure out what you got to do. You got to sit in the corner and try to figure out yourself. That is out of order. Mm-hmm. You should have somebody who is there that can help you to get back on your feet if you need to. Somebody who is in your corner, who knows what your vision is and won't let it die. This is why we have the attractive thinker and why we have the visual encourager, because we understand that you are carrying so much more in life than you realize. You are giving birth, and we are here to make sure that you do just that. the visual encourager, we make sure that you don't abort your vision, and the attractive thinker makes sure you give birth safely to what you have been carrying, and make sure that it's healthily birthed forth. Because there's so much in store for us, but there's a whole world of us that's out here. Dr. Toni and I are not the only two that's out here that is moving mountains. We're not the only ones that's out here that feel the struggle of staying in mediocrity. We're not the only ones that's out here that support each other. There's a whole tribe of us, and this is a call for all of us to come together and understand that we are not alone, and we shouldn't be the only one. You know, because when you are the only one, you start to think something's wrong with you, and nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. You just were called differently. You got to accept it, understand that, and then you have to accept the call and understand that, and then walk in that and be completely okay with walking alone until you come to people who think like you, who move like you, who run like you. And that is the most powerful thing, when you come in contact or you start to build a relationship with a person who sees just the way you do. Dr. Toni,
Yes,
back to you.
yes, you're so right, Tichet. You know, when we talk about you're not the only one, what we want to do is help you to understand that what you're doing, the path that you chose, it sets you apart. You know, you chose that path because you're following your heart. That burning desire that you have in your heart that will not go away. And you chose that path for a reason, but you have to understand you're not the only one. You're not the only one who has a dream. You're not the only one. And when we say you're not the only one, we want you to understand also that you shouldn't be the only one in your circle that's building a dream, or that's living a life of freedom and fulfillment and meaning. You shouldn't be the only one that can see beyond what you're looking at, that can see the impossible. You should not be the only one that is hungry, that's a risk taker, that's on fire for more of life. You should not be the only one. And what I mean by that, most of the time in our circles we are, but when I say you should not be, meaning it's time for you to find your tribe. It's fine. It's time for you to find your people. It's time for you to find people like you, other seers, other hearers, other dreamers, other visionaries, so that you don't have to walk this journey alone, so that you get the support. Can you imagine what life could be like if you had other seers, other attractive thinkers and visual encouragers around you to support you on your journey, to walk your journey with you, to hold your hand through the process, to help you build, to foresee along your path and your journey, obstacles along the way that you may not be able to anticipate? Can you imagine how much further you could go? Can you imagine how much more you can accomplish? When we say you're not the only one, you should not be the only one also. When you connect with a tribe of people just like you, and we're here to support you in creating that space, creating that environment, so that this journey is not as hard as it doesn't need to be. Sometimes we make our journey more stressful than it needs to be, because we're out of alignment, we're not around people like us. That is so key, and that was so key for me, you know, on my journey, because, you know, people who are seers, we're loners. We're good with walking by ourselves and, you know, being by ourselves and building by ourselves, but we're not created to be by ourselves. We need people and we need community. And a lot of times it's difficult to experience certain things because it makes you feel like you're alone. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. When you feel like you're alone, that can be stressful and strenuous and discouraging, because you have all of this energy inside of you and you're trying to get the people around you to help you build this thing, because it's not just going to benefit you, it's going to benefit everybody connected to you. But it's hard for you to get them to see that and understand that, because you're the chosen one. Do you know what it means to be chosen? Think about in school when we were chosen, when I was chosen to be the line leader. Or I'm chosen to pass out the papers. The teacher says, I need someone to pass out the papers and, pass out the pencils and make sure everybody has what they need. And then you're chosen to do that. Along with being chosen comes responsibility. Along with being chosen comes also knowing who you are. When you're chosen to pass out the papers and give the students pencils, you don't allow anybody to take those papers from you and they start passing them out, because you know who you are. You were chosen to do that. When you're chosen in school to be the line leader, you don't let anybody else get in front of you, because you're clear as to who you are. You're clear as to your position in that line. You're the line leader. So along with being chosen comes responsibility. And with that responsibility, it comes with accountability. You have to be accountable to who you are and your identity. You don't give it up to anybody. Some bully comes to the front of the line, just pushes you out of the way, say, I'm going to be the line leader for the day. The first time that happens, because you know who you are, you raise your hand. You say something, you elevate your voice. Miss Williams, so-and-so pushed me out of the front of the line. Why? Why even say anything? Why even challenge it? Why even confront the bully, moving you out of your position? Why even do that? Because you know who you are. When you don't know who you are, you let the bully have your place. You let the bully push you right out of place, and you get in the back of the line. You don't even get in the line behind the bully. You go all the way to the back of the line. Why? Because you don't know who you are. And if you did know who you were, then maybe it's the confidence. Along with being chosen comes confidence. You need the confidence in knowing that it's okay to be chosen. It's okay to have an idea, to have a dream, to be on fire, to have the vision that nobody else has. It's okay to be chosen. It's okay to be the one. It's okay to, be the one to carve that path. And even when you don't get the support around you that you need, or you feel like you're all alone, we're here to tell you that you're not the only one. It's impossible for you to be the only one. There are other attractive thinkers out here just like you, and we've created a space for visual encouragers, people that can hear in the midst of clutter and noise, people that have a clarity of sound, people that can discern, people that understand that, you're going to experience emotional trauma in life, but there's a way out. You're going to experience this along your way to creating your dream. We're here to empower you with the tools that you need to continue to build in the midst of life. Back to you, Tichet.
And that's such a powerful tool to have. When you have people, that type of support. And I want you guys to check out her website. I want you to sign up for the clarity session, because it can make such a big difference in your world when you get clarity as to who you are and why you're chosen, so that you can make decisions based on that, as opposed to trying to fit into an equation that somebody else set for you. I say this all the time: not knowing who you are or what you are, not knowing your gifts, not knowing your power, not knowing that you are chosen, is really detrimental to your health, because you'll consume a diet that is not specifically for you. And when I say diet, I don't mean just physical food. I mean what you're listening to, what you're looking at, the people you're hanging around, the energy you're receiving, what you're consuming in your body. You'll start to think that it's okay, but it's not fit for you. It's like us humans eating cat food. We know it's not fit. We know that it doesn't, it's not going to nourish us. It's not going to give us the nutrients and things that we need. Is fit for a cat, but it's not fit for us. Mm-hmm. So not knowing who you are can really mess things up, because you'll start making decisions based on, this is how the people who came before me in my bloodline did. Not necessarily that understanding that you're the chosen one, you're supposed to make a different decision. So these clarity sessions is really such a big deal, because once you understand who you are and you start accepting that, then you realize you don't have to be alone, because you'll start changing your circle. You'll start being okay with walking alone, and then with walking alone, you'll find others that are doing the same thing. You'll find other trailblazers that don't mind blazing the trail, and they blazing this one, and you blazing that, and y'all coming up with a bigger picture. And that accountability that you talked about, Dr. Toni, too, is good. This is why we should not be alone, or should not be the only one, because we need somebody to hold us accountable for what we said we were going to do. You know, there's a lot of people who might operate in loneliness, introverts, but accountability we still need. That's one thing in common, introverts and extroverts. We need accountability because we want to say, okay, this is our dream, this is our goal, and not have the option of having it not come to pass because there's nobody to hold us accountable to it. You'll have some people who have a hard time in their business because they don't have the accountability for the hours that they have not put in for their work, or they have, you know, the accountability for the amount of work that they do, the making sure that the passion is being put out in the proper way. We need accountability partners. And if you don't have accountability partners, we have set up something for you so that you can come and be a part of the Attractive Thinkers, so that we can all come together, shake, shift, and move these mountains so that we can create new lives. So you talked about responsibility and accountability. There's such a difference. Once you know you're chosen, you have a responsibility to do that, because that was specifically designed for you. You're supposed to break those chains, not your children. You're supposed to break those chains. Dr. Toni, I remember hearing you say at a Master Your Mind experience, you said, I don't want my daughter or my sons to have to put out a fire or to fight demons I was supposed to put out or defeat. And I took that and I said, that is really well, because if I put out this fire, my daughter doesn't have to walk through my fire. She has her own fire she got to extinguish. So and listen, if you are just learning this stuff, don't beat yourself up to it, because that means that your time is now, that it is time to reveal that you are the chosen one and you're supposed to walk this walk. That means that if you're just hearing this, that means that if you feel alone, that time is up. It's time to stop being alone. It's time to stop suffering in silence and stop struggling by yourself. Stop feeling like you have to carry your cross on your own and move those mountains by yourself. There's so billions of people in this world, and you mean to tell me there's not one person you could turn to that can uplift you and encourage you? The reason why you would even think that is, number one, you shut off the ability to have someone come and help you because you've been hurt by giving your life, your dream, your problems to people who didn't understand how to extinguish a fire. Or when I say a fire, I don't mean a good fire. I mean when you are in a bad situation and they can't begin to soothe or give you uplifting words that can change or help you to be able to conquer the things that you've been fighting against. So you close off. You say, well, nobody can help me. Nobody's there. Nobody can do this. And you close off the ability to receive that help or receive that person, you know, and it's just not healthy to do that. So we gone are those days where we suffer in silence. So there's billions of people. So you can find people who are like you. So if you're saying that there's no one out here, you're not looking in the right place, or you're not open. So be open to receiving blessings. But see, when you're open, you open everywhere, right? You open in the spirit, you're open physically, you're open emotionally, you're open socially. But what you're opening to, that's what you're going to need discernment for. Because everybody does not deserve to be in your space. Everybody can't hold your stuff. People were mistreated. This is what I was talking to Dr. Toni about this weekend. I said, if we understand who we are, then we know we are gifts, right? We know that we are to be treasured, to be honored, to be nourished. Everybody doesn't know that about you, but it's up to you to know that about you. So you might say, well, she thinks she's God gift to this earth. I am. I was God gifts. I was sent here to take dominion, to subdue, to multiply. I was sent here to do the work that he called me to do. And so will you. You are a gift as well. There's many people that's in your life that's a blessing, they're a gift to you. But when you understand you are your greatest treasure, you're not going to just let you be in the hands of anybody and think they're going to nourish it, think they're going to uplift you, and think they're going to give it back to you in pristine condition when you give them your stuff. Everybody's not going to treat your stuff the way you do. So you have to treasure it and then have discernment on who can handle that. You're not going to just give anybody your baby. You're not going to just, if you have that one thing in your house, and I want you guys to think about this, you have that one thing in your house that if your whole house caught fire and this can't be replaced, this would be the one thing you will grab to get out, right? You have that one thing in your mind, get that in your mind. Would you go and just give it to anybody? No, you won't just go and say here because this is treasured, this is valued. And what you love, treasure, and value, you'll treat it as such. Your actions will show you how you treat, how you value a thing. So if you feel like you treat yourself as trash, you need to check what you value it. If you think it's okay for other people to treat you like trash, check your own value because that is not okay to do so. It's not okay to have people walk all over you after you finish lifting up the world. You don't have nobody to come back and pour into you. That's out of order. You are to be treasured, nourished, and valued and cherished. You are to be treated as diamonds. You are all diamonds. If you sit through our episode week after week, going beyond the break, getting all these tools and clarity, and these sessions are really helping you. You are to be treasured. You are to be valued. You are to be nourished. You are a treasure in itself. Don't give yourself off to everybody. And then when you allow one person to mistreat you, you think the world is going to mistreat you. Out of billions of people on this earth, you really think all of them is out to get you? You really think all of them is out to hurt you? No. You're going to have to trust somebody, but you got to use discernment on who to trust because we can't walk this earth alone. We can't do everything by ourselves. No, we can, we just shouldn't because we should not be alone. We should not be the only ones. So we're here to tell you, you're not by yourself. You're not the only one. You're not the only one going through things, and you're not the only one shaking, shifting, and moving things in your life. Connect with us so that we can help you, help uplift you and encourage you so that you can actually live the life you want to live. So that's what I think, Dr. Toni, that we really need to find our tribe so that we can come together and do amazing work. We too busy doing things on our own.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Tichet, while you were talking, I was getting a lot out of what you were saying for our attractive thinkers. These are some points that I really want you to jot down in your attractive thinker notebook. When you're listening to these episodes of Beyond the Break, Give Yourself a Fighting Chance, you should bring your attractive thinker notebook and have that handy so that you can capture these gems along the way. Some things you said to Shet sparked some interest with me that I think would be pertinent for attractive thinkers and visual encouragers to really take to heart. You were because in order for you to understand that you're not the only one, you have to see yourself as separate. You have to see yourself as different. Sometimes you can struggle to believe that you're not the only one because you see yourself like everyone else. And if you see yourself like everyone else, then there's a lot of them. So how can you not be the only one? How can you not be the only one? How can you be different? So it's a vision issue. It's about how you're seeing yourself. If you have a dream, if your heart's desire was to build an empire, carve a new generational path, if you feel like you're a trailblazer, you had this burning desire to do something different in your family that has never been done before, can you just can you consider the fact that that desire is not yours. It was given to you from something greater than you, that you were chosen to carry it because you were capable. When greatness looked around to see who was capable of manifesting something greater that has never been done before in your bloodline, it saw you, it chose you, it sought you out. Can you embrace that the experiences that you've had in your life was greatness positioning you to carry this burning desire, this mantle, this call, to carry this call on your life? It was positioning you and posturing you and preparing you to be the one to do this great thing in your family. So can you consider the fact that this just wasn't your idea? It's not just something that popped in your head, or it's not just some desire that you had, that you were chosen to carry that. If you can consider that, then you can see yourself as different. And if you can see yourself as different, you can now start to believe that, wait a minute, I'm not the only one. Where are my people? Where's my community? Where's my tribe? Where are people who are running like I'm running? Where are people who are building and creating like I'm creating? And this is what we have created, this space for you in the Attractive Thinker movement, in our mastermind experience, because in order for us to stay strong while we're building and carving these new generational paths, we have to stay mentally strong. We have to stay mentally equipped. We need mental tools and mental healing on a daily basis, and mindset maintenance. Once you get the information, once you rearrange some things in your mentality, how do you maintain that? How do you keep yourself from slipping back to what used to be, slipping back to the comfort zone? How do you hold on to the progress that you've made and not talk yourself out of it, or water it down or dumb it down like it's nothing? Like it didn't mean anything, like, oh, that was just some idea that I had, or oh, that was just something that I wanted to do. Oh, it's no big deal. Oh, it doesn't matter if I create that or not. How do you stay mentally strong in the face of adversity, or in the face of life, when life is still going on, when people are still doing what they do, when we're still experiencing, the day-to-day responsibilities? How do you remember that you're chosen? How do you keep that thing, that dream ever before you, and you keep working on it diligently, not haphazardly, or I'll pick it up today and put it down tomorrow, or it's not that important, or I'll get around to it? How do you keep that fervency? How do you keep that fire, that sense of urgency to manifest this thing, to create it and give birth to it in the midst of life? You have to first see yourself as valuable. See that gift as valuable. See it as a thing. It's a real thing. That dream that you have, that desire, that thing that you're working on, you may have already created and you want to enhance it. It's a real thing. This is what we desire to share with you today and support you in understanding it's a real thing. And this is something so fantastic and amazing. It's not about you. You're going to benefit from it, but can you imagine, can you accept or embrace the fact that it's going to bless millions of people? That it's just not about you. See, that's a mental shift right there. That ignites your fire. When you, it's one thing to go after something for yourself, but when you're going after it for someone else, you get this extra, they call it a second wind, or you get this extra surge of energy, that you get a deeper motivating factor, or, that procrastination doesn't have a grip on you like it used to. Think about that. When you're going to, for example, as a parent, when you're going to do something for yourself, it's okay. It's a big deal. You're looking forward to it. You're excited. But when you're preparing something for your children, it's a totally different ball game. There's no hesitation. You don't have the doubt in your mind. When you're doing it for yourself, you can doubt, say, well, I don't really have to have this, or I don't really need this much, or it doesn't really have to happen. Don't worry about it. No, you don't have to get me anything for my birthday. But when it's for your children, there's no limit. There's nothing that is too big for you to create and prepare for your children. There's no procrastination. You don't procrastinate on it. You don't doubt, say, well, they don't deserve it, or well, maybe I shouldn't. That never even cross your mind because it's your children. And this is the same way we have to see ourselves as that value, as valuable as that. When you see yourself, like Tichet said, as a treasure has value, it has worth, it has weight. You protect it, you guard it. It has a special place where you place it so that it doesn't collect dust or get damaged, or the sun doesn't, or the light doesn't damage it, or people touching it all the time. You prefer it to be in a special little place. So that's how we need you to see you, because when you begin to see you as special and valuable, and what it is that you're trying to do is no longer just about you, but it's about millions of other people, then you'll handle it differently. You'll pursue it differently. You'll guard it differently. You'll see it differently. And you'll understand that you're not alone, that you're not the only one. You can't be the only one to carry something so great. Back to you, Tichet.
And that's so true. That is so true. But you said something. You said, can you imagine if you understand that you're doing it for the people, like how you put in the work for your children and how you put in the work for others. Do you know how much that would shift and change your entire life if you held yourself accountable to that? And then think on another note, how that will look when you have somebody with you, running with you, that's also holding you accountable to those things. You know, it's so much you can just do so much more. You feel the sense of urgency so much more when you're sitting by yourself. You tend to think you got all the time in the world. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow. And there's no consequence of you not doing it today. And the next thing you know, it's a year later and you still haven't completed that thing you said you wanted to do a year ago. You know, and then you say, okay, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow. And next thing you know, you never started. So that accountability really helps. But like she said, when you understand that you're not the only one, and that there are people out here who needs what you have to offer, that gift that's put in you, there's somebody right now waiting for you to express it, to really get out there, to step out on it. But right now, if you think you're by yourself, you're sitting here thinking it's not good enough, and you are. And the reason why you think it's not good enough is because you're surrounded with people who just really don't know how to handle your dream. They say, oh, you're doing too much, or you bring it down some, bring it down some. And it's like, why? Why do I have to bring myself down to a level I don't live? You can feel that you don't belong here. You don't belong on this level. You can feel that. It don't even fit. It's like a shoe that's too small. You just all crammed up. You can't get comfortable no matter how you move. You feel like you just want to bust out and just go. You know, you deserve to be free. And being free starts with a decision, a decision to be, the acknowledgement that you are, and the understanding of what that means, and the stepping out on that once you get that understanding. Because if you keep building a life and you don't have understanding, you're building a life outside of what you think it should be. Imagine having a ladder, and you put the ladder up against a wall of a tall building, and all that time you're climbing, but you're climbing the wrong building. And you're by yourself, you think you're by yourself, or you're surrounded by people who can't see, so they can't even tell you you're on the wrong building. But imagine you have an accountability partner, and you got it on the wrong ladder, and that accountability say, okay, I see you climbing that ladder, but you might want to be on that wall over there. You might want to, but you have to be willing to do the work. Nobody can do this work for you. We can talk till we blue in the face, but you have to do the work. Dr. Toni, I always tell you, you know, you're out here, you're shifting, shaping, and helping people change from sight to vision, helping them grow their business, grow their health. You're helping them shift in all areas, right? But you can't do the work for them. I remember saying, we don't pull teeth, we're not dentists. We're not pulling dead horses. If you want to lay there flat on the floor, lay there. But when you're ready to reach, I promise you, we're here. will help uplift you and encourage you, will inspire you to do more you want to lift. Because people get tired, you do. We get tired, but we keep going. We know what it takes to get us up so we don't stay there. We have tools in place that is designed for if we are out of power. I call it power outage. So when like for instance, the reason why I call it power outage, and I got this message the last time we had a neighborhood power outage, and we all was lighting candles. You know me, visual encourager, I'm gonna get a message from the simplest things in life. I sat there and I said, what did you have in place for your power outage? We had candles. What is your candles of life? What is your encouraging words? What do you go to when you feel that power outage coming? If somebody knocked on your door and said, yes, next week, we're all going to, we're going to redo the lines, so we're going to have a power outage, what type of stuff would you have? And then if you didn't get that warning, what type of stuff did you wish you had? Because you're going to have power outages sometimes, but it's important to make sure you have your batteries, you have your flashlight, your candles, you have your generator, you have your things in place so that the stuff you build in your power helps you in your power outage so that you don't go completely out like the rest of the world. That you always have some sort of light, and then you have people who are there that'll help you make the best of the situation. They'll remind you how much power we have. We're thankful for the generator that created the power that we have, you know, because it's almost as if we didn't have any power outage at all. You don't have to lay on that floor and give up. You don't have to give up. So if you feel like you're tired and you're like right at the brink of giving up, what do you have in store? If not, we got plenty of stuff for you. You can go to either one of our websites, the attractivethinker.guru or the visualencouragement.com. We have plenty of stuff for you, flashlights where you can see where the switch is so you can check the different fuses. We will help ignite you, encourage you, and uplift you so we can send you out there so you can operate in your power. We are done with not walking in our power. We are done with being defeated. We don't play victim. We are victors. We were designed to win. When you understand you were designed to win, you'll play the game because the winner's in your favor. Remember, Dr. Toni, you was like favorable equals favorable, favorable, unfavorable equals favorable. I'll never forget that because we are designed to win. And here's the thing, that design to win means we might have to conquer some stuff. We might have to jump on some stuff, step on some stuff, but we are designed to get that flag at the end of the day. When you were born, your life was designed to win. It doesn't matter how long you're playing this game. We were designed to win. And when you understand that, what is there to fear? You try it all. You experience it all. You go out there and give it a shot. If you give it a shot on something and it doesn't work, you keep going. You don't give up. You don't say, oh, well, I'm not going to do anything. Oh, woe is me. I just keep failing. No, you don't. That just wasn't the thing for you. Maybe you cast your net on the wrong side. Maybe you were supposed to do that same thing, but in a different area, in a different atmosphere. Maybe you were supposed to do that business. Maybe that business that came to you, maybe you were supposed to do that business, but you fed it to the wrong people. Try it outside and see what happens. Cast your net on the other side and see if you don't pull in enough that the net will break. You know, so we are designed to win. We are more than conquerors. We are out here, we are shifting, shaping, and moving things. And we know that we have to move things from the inside out first. See, that's the thing. When you start building your life on the outside and you start focusing everything on the outside, you will feel alone because nothing will match you. But when you're on the inside, you know that you're never alone. You know that spirit is always there with you. That wisdom is always there with you. That clarity, that meaning is always there with you. So you have something that always will light your fire, but you gotta have the ability to see it. Leave breadcrumbs. When you start to go on your little journey and you don't know if you're gonna get lost in this new territory, leave breadcrumbs, because if you get lost, you can go back to your last known place of happiness and pick up from there. We're not starting over all the time. You know how many times we gotta start over? Like, go back to your last known place of happiness, Start from there and keep it moving, keep it pushing. You got this. And we're here to support you. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
Love it. I love it. I love it. We are not here to start over and over again. You are so right, Tichet. Attractive thinkers, I want you to understand something before we close out. I want you to write down in your attractive thinker notebook, when you are chosen, it is necessary that you connect with a circle, a community, a tribe of people just like you who are running at the same pace that you're running. That's number one. And we provide that here at the Attractive Thinker. I want you to visit our website and connect with the Master Your Mind movement at www.theattractivethinker.guru. That's Guru. The second thing that is essential when you are running and creating and building and you're on fire and you're chosen and you're alive and you're conscious and you're awake and you know you're the one and you know that if you don't do this, it will not be done. You need to connect with a coach. You need a mentor. You have to invest in your vision and in your dream. You need to connect with someone who is where you desire to be. They've already been there and done that. They've already accomplished what you're trying to accomplish. Can you imagine how quickly you can accomplish your dream and the goal and the task that you're working on right now when you have someone that you're being mentored by who's already accomplished that, who's already done that, who've already solved that problem, who's already put that puzzle piece together. They already know the way out of the forest. They already know what it's going to take. When they see you on your path, they can say, okay, go to the left. Okay, go to the right. Okay, when you get to this point right here, you're going to have to duck down because if you don't duck down, you're going to hit your head. See, they already know the way. But if we do not invest in ourselves, in a coach or a mentor or someone who is at a higher level than where we are, we're taking all these unnecessary bumps and bruises that we don't have to take. And then we're encountering all of this fear and doubt and uncertainty because we don't know the way. If you're the chosen one, you've never been this way before. So you need someone to show you the way. So this is why we're here to support you with the proper tools that you need to accomplish and carve that new generational path. You know, create that legacy that speaks when you no longer can. And you've heard me, if you've been following the Attractive Thinker movement for some time now, you've heard me say, you know, speak to questions like, Dr. Toni, well, why do you do what you do? Or what is your passion? How is it that you can help so many people? What causes you to say something and things shift? It's because I'm really crystal clear on the fact that I'm not going to be here forever. And that's what I want to say to you, Attractive Thinker. We're not going to be here forever. You're creating your legacy right now. If you still need motivation and you're not sure and you're starting and stopping and procrastinating, ask yourself, am I comfortable leaving this life the way in the condition that I'm in right now? Am I comfortable leaving my children, my family in the condition that they're in right now? And if you're not, create your list and get started. Get started moving, get started creating because you're the chosen one. And when you're the chosen one, if you don't step up to the plate, who will? If you're the chosen one to carve a new generational path and you don't do it, who will? Who's going to carve the path? So are you saying you're comfortable leaving your generation in the condition that they're in so that this generation, another generation is born and birthed and repeats? This generation gets repeated. Nobody does anything different or new. Nobody accomplishes anything. All we know is what we know now. That's the motivating factor. That's why there's a sense of urgency that you get supported with a coach and a mentor, and that you get support and the tools that you need running with your people. Running with people who can see what you see, hear what you hear, and have the heart and the courage and the commitment to accomplish, to create, to go the extra mile, to take the jump first. So I want to encourage you, Attractive Thinker, that you are not the only one. I'm sure you're crystal clear on that right now. And the action steps that you need to take to find your tribe, which is right here, the attractive thinker movement, the visual encourager. You found your people, and now it's time to take the next step and be mentored. Get the mentoring that you need. Join our community. Join your tribe of people so you don't feel alone, since you know you're not alone, so that you get the tools that you need to expedite your process so that you can reach your goals and go further, faster. Tichet, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you, the visual encourager.
Absolutely. You can find me on my website at www.visualencouragement.com. I provide mental support for movers and shakers, trailblazers, pathfinders, and groundbreakers, people who desire to move mountains but need help lifting the heaviness so that they can create a new vision for themselves. If you find yourself in a position where you're always encouraging and you need encouragement, visualencouragement.com is there for you. If you find yourself in a place of needing uplifting and you say, okay, I got the tools, I got the clarity session, I want to make sure that I do what she say, that I do what she taught me to do. I want to make sure that I move these mountains. Visual encourager, we got it here for you. You're giving birth to something. We are here right by your side, giving you support. Put your information in my contact us page. Let me know how I can uplift you, encourage you, and enlighten you so that you can live a life of fulfillment. That life is yours. That life is calling you. You can't resist it. That life of freedom is yours. You were designed to win. Again, you can go to www.visualencouragement.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Tichet. Attractive Thinkers, I trust that you've written that information down, and visit Tichet's website and get the tools that you need to keep moving forward, to keep building your dream and your new idea. Be it writing a book or carving a new generational path or starting a business, you need support, and you need a community of people to support you in doing so. You always hear us say, our life's work is to make your life better. It is not what you're going through, but how you're doing it. Until next time, and let's be resilient.